Good morning. Welcome to the February 24, 2023 Todd County Board of Commissioners Special Board Meeting. All commissioners are present, along with the auditor treasurer, county coordinator, county attorney. Will you please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Once again, good morning. Is there any amendments to the agenda?
I have none, Mr. Chair.
If none, I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Erickson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Noska. Discussion? If none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Okay. Commissioners, conduct interview, MIS Director.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I have a board action this morning to conduct the interview for MIS Director. The background for this is the MIS Director position has been posted and an application has been received, along with supporting documentation. This position is a department head level position and requires the full Board of Commissioners as the interview panel. So the options are to proceed with the MIS Director interview as scheduled or not proceed, and of course the recommendation is to proceed.
Okay. Entertain a motion to approve that.
So move.
Motion by Becker. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion by Becker, second by Denny. Discussion? If none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. All right. Lisa, come on up.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Mr. Chair, is just kind of a rule of the interview today, just to help our applicant out and to help the commissioners. The suggestion is for the commissioners to go around and each take their turn asking a question. Of course, Lisa could have some follow-up questions for the commissioners, and the commissioners can follow up to that. So,
Okay. We flip the coin, and Commissioner Denny's going to start. We'll go right to left.
Thank you, right?
What kind of coin did you flip?
Coin flip. You're doing it.
That was a good coin flip. Wow.
Just read the first part.
Yeah. All right. I guess please highlight your experience and training in relation to the MIS Director position.
Well, I started at the county in August of 2005 as MIS Tech. I worked as the tech until 2020, where I became the supervisor. I went to Alec Tech for 2 years, got my associate's degree in computer technical support. So I think with my years of experience in being the technical side and then my 3 years of being the supervisory side is really going to put me in a position to be able to take over this director piece.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Why are you interested in this position?
Well, I've always liked technology, and I think this is just going to get me a little bit higher into where I can do more of the planning and more of the kind of the information on what technology can do for the county, and then really plan and see if it's good fit for the county or if it's something that maybe doesn't fit well. And then really see if something does come about to where it's good fit, really go through that process and see how it actually comes out to the end. So.
Thank you.
Okay. Lisa, how do you build and maintain trust with the board, department leaders, and staff?
By being fair and honest, just in reaching out, asking department heads and county employees, is there anything that MIS can do for you, or if there's anything that we can do better? And really just following through on if there's something that they ask for, just really following through on that and having them know that I'm trustworthy and can follow up on things that they want.
Okay, thank you.
Don't mind me, I'm just writing things down. Share an example of how you work with other departments, outside agencies, and vendors.
Examples, huh?
Yeah, share an example.
Well, right now I have a standing quarterly meeting with Kathy Linger. So every quarter we get together, we go over issues that probation may have or any technology issues that they plan on coming up in the future. I do try to work with most department heads very regularly. Some of them I don't get to as often, but I believe I have a good relationship with all of them, and just being there and answering questions and reaching out to them to see if there's something that we can do.
Very good.
All right. Tell us about a difficult message you needed to deliver to an employee or customer.
I don't know about a specific one. I know I've had to deal with difficult conversations before, and what I have done in the past is really look back and get the information and the facts of maybe what happened, if it was a complaint or if I overheard something. Just kind of make sure I'm calm and collected, get my thoughts together, and then I would have, I'd have a private meeting with that individual or person and just kind of explain why I'm sitting down with them, what the meeting is for, and then let them come back to me and have their side of the story or give the facts as they see it.
Thank you.
How have you built cohesiveness and morale of your team? If you have an example, that'd be great.
I try to be positive. I know we can't always be positive all the time, but I really try to bring that positivity in. When I first became the supervisor, I talked to the HR manager about the bird training. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, with how you kind of put your personalities and your work styles together. It took me a long time to realize everybody has a different working style and how they communicate. So I thought that'd be very, very helpful for our team, because we do have some big personalities in MIS. So just to see them come across and say, hey, this is how they are, this is how they do their stuff, and to try to have that cohesiveness within MIS and have everybody be able to work together. But being able to see that, well, this person maybe works this way, this person works this way.
Yeah, perfect, thanks.
How did that bird training work? Was it successful?
Yep, we had a list of stuff we had to go through. It was a pretty long list of just different things, how you answered it. And then you added up all your questions, and then they put I think it's an owl, an eagle, a dove, and a peacock. So.
Cool.
Have you ever had to tell a leader or a person of authority no to a technology request? What was the outcome and how did it go?
I have. It was something where somebody wanted a piece of software that really wasn't county related. So we kind of discussed it, and it was, I'm like, this is really not a fit for the county. It's nothing that would be productive for county staff and stuff to have. And they agreed to it, and it went fine.
Okay. So Lisa, tell us about a new process or new technology that you've implemented. What were the steps and how did you ensure success in the implementation?
So we have, in the county, we have different sets of rules regarding like our county attorney, our sheriff's office, our corrections staff. They go by the FBI and BCA policy set. We have some people in HHS that go by an IRS set. So there's different rules, different controls that need to be put into place. And then we have the rest of the county staff that is basically up to MIS to put controls in. So password, character length, locking out of password stuff. We all had different kind of things of where everybody was, and I wanted to make that everybody the same. So really thinking that through and what that was going to do, when we implemented this, it's going to be a change for all staff. So getting their input and letting them know ahead of time that this is what we're doing and this is why we're doing it. And then thinking through, once that gets implemented, what may be the outcomes that aren't going to be successful or whatever it is, and then plan for that unsuccessfulness on and have a plan in place on what's gonna happen, because you don't want, you know, especially with like public safety, if they can't log in and they're locked out of their system, what do they do at midnight? You know, so that was just a plan that we had to make sure we had in place to make sure that everything was gonna work as it should.
Great, thank you.
Tell us about a time when an implementation didn't go as planned, and how did you recover? Because we know not every day goes perfect.
Correct. I don't have a really specific thing on that, but there have been times where you plan for maintenance of different things, and then something comes up where things just, it can't happen, because there's maybe different things that need to be installed prior to that, and then you're letting people know that's gonna happen, and then you have to let them know it's not gonna happen. So I really don't have an example of that. I know there's things out there, I just can't think of an example at the moment.
Things that where something jumps in front of something else that was gonna happen, something more important happens.
Yep, absolutely.
You just have to postpone it or
Yep.
do whatever.
Describe your experience with creating and maintaining a budget.
I think my experience has been good. I've had a great mentor to help me with all this stuff. There's a few things that I get a little confused on with the reimbursements, but I think that will come with time. I think a little bit of the hard stuff is planning for next year's budget and what you're going to plan for and how much to budget for. Because you never know what's going to happen throughout the year or anything like that, you know, especially with COVID, how that hit, and it was just, you know, you're kind of struggling and everything. So I think that's a little bit difficult, but I think that will come in time too. It's just to kind of plan for the next year ahead and what we're looking for.
Next question, have you read the job description and do you feel like you're able to meet the minimum requirements?
I do.
Okay, done, thanks. Perfect.
That was an easy one.
Yeah, that was good.
That's a good start.
If all factors are equal, why should we hire you as the best candidate for this position?
I feel with my experience and how long I've been here, I think I've really, I guess, proven myself to where I'm trustworthy. I know the stuff going on in the county. Granted, I don't know everything, and I'm never going to know everything. But I have a great sense of trying to figure stuff out and have great people to come and help me with that. So I guess that's why you should have me at this position.
Thank you.
I think it's nice too that you have a nice relationship. You've been here a number of years already with a number of people here.
Correct.
You know, you already know a lot of the background of the people you're working with and stuff like that.
Yep.
Versus somebody new coming in and having to learn all of that.
Correct.
Makes a big difference.
Yep, and I've built those relationships with vendors, with staff, with management.
All right. Last and final question. Do you have any questions for us?
I don't.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
We did go over by 7 minutes though, so.
Well, Chris, do we got to go through the scoring process and all that, or can we just?
So the next board action is really a time for the commissioners to deliberate. So, at this time, we can just thank Lisa for the opportunity to come up here and do the interview with you as commissioners, and the board will have time to deliberate, and we'll either make a decision today or we'll make a future decision.
Okay.
So, thank you,
All right.
Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
So I think that next board action, Denise, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I will read through that next board action, and then there'll have to be motions on just accepting that action. Okay.
Excuse me, Chris, do you need this for any rhyme or reason? this score sheet?
It's a process that we go through with all of our interview candidates. Typically, we do this when we have external candidates and internal
Okay,
and
that-
multiple.
Yeah, I just, all right.
Yeah,
yeah.
and you can go through the process if you'd like. It's just part of the packet.
They aren't all that easy. You'll find.
I get it. I get it.
Gives everybody time to do that.
Mr. Give you all a little bit of time to wrap that up, and then I'll go through this next board action.
Okay. Okay, Lou, you ready? Tim?
Yeah.
Ready? Okay, all right.
Okay, so Mr. Chair, the next board action that we have is MIS Director Candidate Deliberation. The Todd County Board of Commissioners conducted an interview of the MIS Director candidate. Commissioners will hold a deliberation discussion immediately following the interview, so now is that time.
Okay.
To accept the motion.
Yeah, we'll need a motion in a second to go into deliberation, so you can.
Okay, so entertain a motion to open up the deliberation.
So moved.
Motion by Erickson, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Danny. Discussion. If none,
Oh, I'm sorry.
all,
Go
all,
ahead.
all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay.
I think she's a absolute great candidate, had really good answers to the questions, has had experience with a lot of the people here already, and I have never heard any complaints coming back from any of the department heads or anything of the sort, so certainly lucky to have a person like that on staff that can step into a position like that.
I agree with Rod. Even in my personal experience, being here 5 years with the Soil and Water, she was nothing but helpful for me. So I think she's the best candidate for this position.
Meeting her for the first time, yeah, I just had very good communication skills, and it seems like the experience speaks for itself, and obviously feeding off what everybody else says that know her personally, sounds like perfect fit.
And I agree with everybody else. I think she's the best candidate for the position, and she knows the people here. She's worked with all of us, so I would move her forward.
And I'm always had a positive experience with Lisa, so always positive, so that's a good thing. So,
So with that, Mr. Chair, you as a board can decide to take action today, and Denise will put that action within the board action form, or you can decide to take some time and make that decision at the next board meeting, and it's up to you.
okay. I'm
And
gonna
maybe,
ask,
should I maybe just give a little bit more information? So financially, what this would mean, because currently Lisa is a grade 11, step 6. So she would move to, if promoted to the MIS director, she would move to a grade 15, step 1. And that's using our personnel policies, 4% when you are promoted, and then on to the next step. Her next step would actually be step 1. And that is, I think it was 36.67 for the starting wage on that, but I can get that clarified. But it would be the step 1 of grade 15.
What is she currently at?
She's at,
Just as for a dollar figure, just out of curiosity.
she's currently at $33.64.
Nice, that's a good step. That's
Yeah.
good. Good for her.
Yep. Okay, I would entertain a motion to hire Lisa Partika.
I'll move.
Motion by Nazca. Second.
Second.
By Becker. Discussion. I look forward to working with her in the finance committee. I mean, once she gets that, goes through it, I think this first year, it'll help her so much to understand that budget.
Could just add, I mean, I've had that opportunity to watch Lisa grow, and we've had, over the course of the last 3 years, we've had weekly meetings, and we've gone through the budgets, we've gone through the planning, we've gone through working with department heads, and I've just seen so much growth in her, so.
Great. Okay. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Carried. Thank you.
You'll need a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Erickson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Denny. Discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.